The world is brimming with secrets, hidden, perplexing phenomena that continue to baffle even the brightest minds. These mysteries have survived the passage of time, remaining unsolved puzzles that defy explanation. Take, for instance, the legendary dagger of Tutankhamun. Some believe it to be a gift from an alien civilization, while others wonder if it's a relic from a time long before recorded history. Scientists have been stunned for decades, asserting that this dagger is crafted from materials unlike anything found on Earth. Could it truly be otherworldly? And what about the Sodder family tragedy? How could 5 children disappear without a single trace? Despite years of investigation, no clues have ever surfaced, leaving only unanswered questions and eerie silence. Then, there's the enigma of the Pollock sisters. Could their uncanny memories and lives be proof of reincarnation? Or is it something even more profound that challenges our understanding of life and death? The Shroud of Turin? How did the faint but distinct image of Jesus Christ's body come to appear on this ancient cloth? Was it a miracle, or could science unravel this sacred mystery? And the chilling case of the Zodiac Killer. Who was this shadowy figure? Why has no one been able to decode the cryptic messages that still haunt investigators to this day? What secrets do they hold, and why are they so elusive? In this video, we'll dive into these mysteries and many more, peeling back the layers to uncover the stories behind these haunting enigmas. So come along with us on this journey into the unknown. Together, we'll explore the hidden truths and unravel the secrets that the world has kept locked away for centuries. Number 1. The mystery of Tutankhamun. The pharaohs were the kings of ancient Egypt, and Tutankhamun was the last ruler of the Pharaoh dynasty, known to the world as King Tut. Tutankhamun's mummy was first discovered in 1922 in Egypt, and it was found inside 3 nested coffins. When his tomb was opened, it was revealed that Tutankhamun had been buried in a golden coffin, adorned with magnificent jewelry. Along with his mummy, 2 daggers were also found. At first glance, one appeared to be made of iron, and the other was made of gold. But the story doesn't end there. Research and images of similar daggers revealed something astonishing. These daggers were not made from ordinary iron. In fact, they were crafted from a metal that didn't exist on Earth at that time. According to one study, the material used to make these daggers could not be found anywhere on this planet. This has led some to believe that these daggers might not have been created by human hands at all. Could they have been gifts from extraterrestrial beings or aliens? The fact that the metal was unlike anything we know today raises many questions. The mystery deepens when we consider how the metal for the dagger was obtained. Some theories suggest that an asteroid might have crashed on Earth, and the rare metal found in the wreckage was used to craft the daggers. Others believe that people back then might have traveled to far places where such materials were found. Whatever the truth may be, the mystery surrounding Tutankhamun's dagger remains unsolved to this day. How was it made, and where did the material come from? This unsolved mystery continues to captivate historians and researchers, leaving us with more questions than answers. Number 2. The mystery of Sodder family. Where are the Sodder children? The mystery of the Sodder family began on Christmas Eve in 1945. The Sodder family lived in a small town called Fayetteville, West Virginia, in the United States. The family included George Sodder, his wife Jenny, and their 10 children. They were an ordinary family leading a peaceful life until that fateful night changed everything. On that night, the Sodder family realized their house was on fire. They all ran outside to save themselves, but George noticed that 5 of his children had not yet come out of the burning house. Flames had engulfed the house, trapping it from all sides, leaving no way for George to rescue them. Desperate to save his children, George searched for the ladder to climb up to their room, only to discover that it was missing. He then decided to use his truck to save the life of his children, but in a strange twist of fate, both of his trucks refused to start. As a last resort, he tried to fetch water to extinguish the flames, but all the water had frozen solid in the bitter winter cold. Even more bizarrely, when neighbors tried to call the fire department, they found that none of the phone lines were working. The house continued to burn uncontrollably throughout the night, with no help arriving in time. On the morning of December 25th, when the police arrived at the scene, they were shocked to find no traces of the 5 missing children. Not a single body, bone, or clue was recovered from the ruins. Upon further investigation, it was discovered that all the phone lines in the area had been deliberately cut. Jenny, the children's mother, revealed that about an hour before the fire broke out, an unknown caller had phoned their house. The caller spoke in a strange tone, asking for someone who didn't live there. Thinking it was a prank, Jenny hung up and dismissed it. Meanwhile, witnesses reported seeing a suspicious man lingering around the Sauter home for several days before the fire, watching the house intently. Despite their best efforts, the Sauter family never found their missing children. Where did they vanish to? Did that mysterious man have anything to do with their disappearance? Or was it something far more sinister? To this day, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving behind countless unanswered questions and a chilling reminder of the unknown. Number 3. The mystery of Pollock sisters. Have you ever wondered if life could exist beyond death? What if someone could return, carrying memories of their past life? While most might dismiss this as impossible, the story of the Pollock sisters challenges everything we believe about life and death. In May 1957, a tragic car accident shook the Pollock family in England. 3 of their children, 2 young sisters and their older brother, lost their lives while on their way to church. The devastating loss left the family shattered, drowning in grief and unanswered questions. Years passed, but the pain lingered. Then 3 years after the tragedy, the family was blessed with the birth of twin girls. Their arrival brought joy back into the home, but little did the Pollocks know, the twins' presence would soon raise questions that no one could easily answer. As the twins grew older, they began to exhibit unusual behavior. They described the school their late sisters had attended, even though they had never been there. They also recognized toys that had once belonged to their deceased siblings and played with them as though they had always been theirs. One moment in particular left their parents stunned. One twin, resting her head on her sister's lap, spoke softly. "Your body is bleeding. This happened in the car accident." The parents were left speechless. How could these young girls describe an event they had never experienced? What added to the mystery was their deep fear of cars and busy roads. It was as if they carried the trauma of the accident their older sisters had suffered. Over time, the parents couldn't ignore the signs. The twins' knowledge of their deceased siblings' lives, combined with their behaviors, convinced the family that these were not ordinary children. They began to believe that their twins were the reincarnations of the daughters they had lost. Even skeptics have struggled to explain this phenomenon. How could the twins have memories of events and details they were never a part of? The fact that they were born to the same parents in the same house only deepened the mystery. As time passed, the twins' memories of their past lives faded, but their story remains a chilling and thought-provoking example of what might lie beyond death. So, what do you think? Could this be evidence of reincarnation, or is it simply an unsolved mystery of the mind? Whatever your belief, the story of the Pollock sisters leaves us questioning the boundaries of life and the possibility of a second chance. Number 4. Shroud of Turin Mystery. Friends, the Shroud of Turin is a 14-foot-long piece of cloth, but hidden within its fibers lies a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. On this ancient shroud is the faint image of a man, and many believe this image to be that of Jesus Christ. What makes this cloth so extraordinary are the marks visible on it, marks that align with the wounds Jesus is said to have suffered before his death. It is widely thought that this was the very cloth used to wrap Jesus after his crucifixion, which explains the presence of these imprints. The shroud was first recorded in history in the 14th century, in the year 1354, when it was owned by a famous knight named Geoffroy de Charny. Later in 1578, it was moved to the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, where it has been kept ever since. That is why it is called the Shroud of Turin. Many legends surround this shroud. One of the most compelling stories is tied to the events after the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. It is said that after Jesus' death, his body was wrapped in this cloth, following the customs and traditions of the time. However, a miraculous event occurred. Just a few days after his burial, when the tomb was opened, his body was gone. The only thing left behind was this cloth, bearing the mysterious imprint of a man. Over the centuries, the Shroud of Turin has been the subject of intense research. Scientists discovered faint writings in languages like Latin and Greek on the fabric, which led many to believe that the cloth could indeed be over 2,000 years old. However, when the shroud underwent carbon dating, the results sparked controversy. It was dated to the 12th or 13th century, much later than the time of Christ. This discrepancy only deepened the mystery surrounding the shroud. Even today, the Shroud of Turin remains an enigma. Is it a genuine relic of Christ, or is it a medieval artifact created centuries later? Despite countless studies and theories, no one has been able to definitively explain the origins of the shroud or the image imprinted on it. And so the Shroud of Turin continues to captivate believers and skeptics alike, standing as a puzzle that has yet to be solved. What do you think? Is it a true relic of Jesus Christ, or is it simply a mystery of history? Number 5. The Mystery of Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer mystery actually began in December 1968 when approximately 5 people were murdered in the San Francisco area. These killings took place between December 20th, 1968 and October 11th, 1969, and were all executed in a similar manner, indicating the work of a single perpetrator. The first murder occurred on December 20th, 1968, when 2 teenagers were shot and killed in their car. Following this, on July 4th, 1969, an attack targeted Darlene Ferrin and Mike Mageau, though Mageau survived the assault. After this incident, an individual contacted the police to claim responsibility for the murders, adding to the growing fear in the community. On August 1st, 1969, the killer sent letters to various newspapers confessing to the killings. In these letters, he revealed the name Zodiac and demanded that his messages be published. However, police investigations uncovered that some details in the letters were fabricated, casting doubt on the killer's credibility and intentions. Subsequently, on September 27, 1969, another murder occurred, followed by the killing of a taxi driver on October 11, 1969. During the taxi driver's murder, 3 witnesses saw the perpetrator, but he had concealed his face, making it difficult for authorities to identify him. Despite extensive investigations, the Zodiac Killer case remains unsolved and continues to baffle law enforcement and true crime enthusiasts alike. Number 6. The Mystery of Shepherd's Monument. The Shepherd's Monument, located at Shugborough Hall in Staffordshire, England, is a centuries-old unsolved mystery. This monument features an engraving inspired by Nicholas Poussin's painting, Et in Arcadia Ego. But its most intriguing element is a cryptic inscription, OUOSVAVV, framed within a rectangle with the initials D and M above and below. These seemingly random letters have puzzled scholars and historians for decades, as no one has been able to decode their true meaning. Some believe it is linked to Christian symbolism, where DM might stand for dis manibus, a Latin phrase meaning for the spirits of the dead. Other theories suggest connections to the Holy Grail, the Rosicrucians, or the secret codes of the Knights Templar. Another perspective posits that it could be a personal love message or a private code. The monument's creator, Thomas Anson, had a deep interest in esoteric traditions, adding further mystery to the puzzle. Despite efforts by cryptographers, mathematicians, and art historians, the inscription remains an enigma. This unique fusion of art and history continues to ignite curiosity and spark the imagination of those who encounter it. Whether it is a treasure map, a philosophical message, or simply an elaborate decorative riddle, the Shepherd's Monument challenges us to explore its secrets and remains a timeless source of intrigue. And that brings us to the end of today's journey into the world of mysteries. If you enjoyed unraveling these enigmas and want to explore more fascinating secrets from history, science, and beyond, make sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next adventure into the unknown. What's your take on these mysteries? Do you have a theory of your own? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the curiosity alive. See you in the next video.